Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel of Bethel Evangelical Free Church Hanley. I'm Pastor Gervais Charmley. This is another video in Pastor Charmley's country churches, and this is the church of St James, Gawsworth in Cheshire. It's not very far at all, in fact, from Marton, which was the last place we visited, and we've gone on perhaps a century at this point, and what's built here at at Gawsworth even, is a chapel for the manor house, the grand mansion in fact, and it's built in 1430 thereabouts. And what's built as the chapel is this church up until that screen, just what's now the nave. And then 50 years later, 1480, it is extended. So this is an example of a 15th century church, the type of English Gothic, English pointed, that is known as perpendicular. And you'll see as we go around why it's called perpendicular. It's very upstanding and upright. And of course it's very different, although it's really about the same size as Marton. It's a very different building because this is made of stone, it's made of local sandstone, and it's a very high status building. Now Marton is high status for the area, but it's a church that's really built by local people using wood. This is a stone building, so it's a higher status, and it's reflecting, of course, the status of the big house and the family who live there. So we'll have a look around. We can't go in the chancel, that's alarmed, so we'll just peer through the screen and see what's in there. So look around. And so here we are outside at Gawsworth, in the big expansive churchyard where the crocuses are beginning to blossom in this beautiful February day. And there behind me is the church, so have a look around the outside and then, as usual, say a few closing words. We begin as normally on the south side, although the main entrance today is on the north side. It's very much the south side set up originally as the main entrance. It's the side that faces towards the old hall, and you can very much see the break between the original chapel, which is that nave, and then you've got the chancel, which is added about 50 years later, and the tower, typical Cheshire tower, very pretty and very tall. It's seen for miles around, really. And one of the things he's allowed for was a room in there to be used by visiting clergy or for other things, with the bells at the top there. And you can see here the signs of spring in the big churchyard. It's a gorgeous building. There's the churchyard cross. The top is a wooden bit that's been added to the stump of the medieval cross. The medieval cross is very interesting, so we'll go and have a look at it. It has lions on the corners. Now, most medieval artists in England had never seen a lion in their life, so a lion is okay. I've seen somebody else's picture, so there's a medieval lion. I do love medieval lions. I said it's a really good one. I've got a face here, actually. So a lion, a face. I think we've got this for Evangelist, actually, perhaps. That looks like, no, it's a dog. So now we've got beasties and faces. And it's all very medieval. These artists like to show off a bit. And again, we've got some beasties on the porch. Gargoyles. Now, a gargoyle, as I explained before, a gargoyle is a water spout. If it's not a water spout, then it's a grotesque. You can see this one. The water spout, and this one, quite a common pose for gargoyles, got his mouth open, so when it rains it looks like he's throwing up, vomiting. Nice canopy niche in the porch, and then we've got the tower, because you've got that great big grotesque there, that niche, and the gargoyles, the throw, and of course what happened to the gargoyles, they tended to get a bit eroded, but they tended to throw the water away from the walls. They are practical as well as pretty, depending on your definition of pretty. Most of them are kind of ugly attractive, or ugly cute, as some people say. Certainly that gargoyle above the porch there is ugly cute, and the one up there too. Probably by the same artist, I expect. Same. You can see here there's been some issues. There's a crack there that's been mended in the tower. So, very lovely building, and as I say, it's very much associated with the big house. You can just see there's a wall there beyond which the big house has been rebuilt many times, as they usually have been. This is a very typical Cheshire tower, seen them before, and there's the old vicarage again, and beyond, and there's the lake with the big house beyond. So that is Gawsworth. It's a shorter video than the last one, of course, but it's a lovely place, Gawsworth, and very much worth a visit. And so that is Gawsworth, St James the Great. Lovely example of little, the smaller type of the Cheshire perpendicular, but very much your Cheshire perpendicular church. So it's not far from Marton's. A number of interesting churches around here, which I hope in the next few videos to go over, just as this arm is recovering and I'm not able to go greater distances. I'll be doing some Cheshire and a bit of Staffordshire, God willing. So watch this space, and again, thanks for watching, and may God bless you and keep you until next time.